Welcome to Sympiphany, a Baltimore Symphony Orchestra podcast. I'm Jennifer Barton, Senior Vice President and Chief Revenue Strategy Officer at the BSO. In my role, I get to hear stories and ideas from our musicians and audiences about how music shapes their lives. And I want to share those perspectives with you. Something else that you can share is the BSO with a gift certificate that goes oh so well with our upcoming 12 days of deals starting December 25th. These are our best offers of the year, stacked so that you can start your year with a healthy dose of inspiration and music. See more at bsomusic.org/holiday. In this episode, René Shapiro and Alan Pendleton joined me for a 360-degree look at the holidays, from the moments you see on stage to the behind-the-scenes traditions that make this the BSO's biggest month of the year. And even though it's a busy time, Ellen and René inspired me with their commitment and mindfulness about their important role in bringing meaning and joy to everyone during a season that can hold so many beautiful and maybe even a few difficult moments. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Welcome to the Sympiphany podcast. It's great to have both of you here, Ellen and René. I would love for you to introduce yourselves and tell us how many years you've been playing with the BSO, and maybe even just how many holidays you've been playing just generally.
I'm Ellen Pendleton, and come the end of January, I will have been with the orchestra for 35 years. That's a lot of Messiah performances, a lot of holiday pop shows, a lot of sleigh rides, and that's not even counting all the Christmas shows I played as a teenager in my hometown of Winter Park, Florida, before I got up north. But it's a lot of notes.
Excellent. And René?
I'm René Shapiro, trumpet, and I will be playing the 23rd holiday season here at the BSO. Every time is great. A lot of the same tunes keep coming back, and all the wonderful pieces like Nutcracker and Messiah. So that's always fun as a trumpet player.
Well, and as a trumpet player, you have a very famous solo that sometimes you play and sometimes maybe other people do. Can you explain the famous horse whinny that happens in the Leroy Anderson song, Sleigh Ride?
Well, this is always something to look forward to. That's the actual, official start of Christmas there is the horse whinny. Leroy Anderson wrote this tune that everybody knows, and it's on every commercial, every Christmas commercial. And at the very end, there's this part where there's an actual whip that the percussion plays, whoosh, and at the end, after that whip, the trumpet plays a horse whinny. That sounds, if it's good, it should sound like a horse whinny. But I've heard all kinds of renditions of people trying to and failing miserably.
I actually heard a barnyard. Have you ever heard of this? Where the whole brass section goes at the same time. It's like even the low brass. What does it sound like? Can you make like a whinny?
Well, you got to push half valve, so it makes a really ugly sound. So it's like, and then you play a high note, so something like that. And that's my whinny without the trumpet. But I pride myself on the whinny. I've perfected it, and you actually have to start.
I agree with that.
Well, thank you. You have to actually kind of start, and you got to go up first and then go down. The notation is a note and then it goes down, which is
much like a sleigh ride. Just saying, just kind of like sledding, just
exactly. But I'm sorry, Ellen, but I have to say that the whole holiday season, all the Christmas music, it's all about the trumpet. I mean, really. I mean,
it is. It is. I think we should blame the angel Gabriel for that, because he didn't show up with a violin in the clouds, and it was always a trumpet. I'm just saying, it's like anyway.
Yeah. Well, you've heard of Trumpet Christmas, where there's a clip on YouTube where it's Trumpet Christmas, and it's like a fanfare, bum bada beam bada beam, and then next it's going higher and higher, and then it's like super screaming high, and it's just it's so funny. That's exactly how we start off these Christmas carols. So with a big fanfare, and you have to take out your fancy piccolo trumpets, and it's all about a high note contest at that point.
I have a weird question. Does it hurt to do the horse whinny? Because it sounds like it hurts. Does it hurt your lips?
It doesn't hurt, but you do have to have a lot of support, to really,
like air.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, you have really tight embouchure and
okay.
Yeah, but it could hurt if you're doing it wrong. That's for sure.
Okay.
Is there an equivalent of the whinny for string players when you get into this time of year?
Sadly, I don't think there is. We're all about the beauty And we're all about the beautiful, we're all about that. We're not, we don't corral with such creatures in the barnyard as horses. So.
You have there's a kind of a set rep list. What is your core holiday offering when you go from orchestra to orchestra? What do you kind of know you're going to play every year?
Well,
Messiah, right? Yeah,
you got the Messiah. You got your typical Christmas hymns. Your "Oh Come All You're Faithful," your "Oh Holy Night," all that stuff. I think, in my opinion, I mean, I'm going to use the food analogy. You want to on your presentation of your menu, you want to have stuff what that is when you're going down the table and you're getting all your food. But you got to have something different and interesting and new that you haven't tasted before. And a lot of times, throwing in a new arrangement of something, or John Rutter, the composer John Rutter, always writes like tear-worthy Christmas tunes, So having a mix of the stuff that's really salty and sweet, and you shouldn't eat a lot of it, but you got to have it on the table, and then you have something more substantial. But yeah, I think there are certain things that if they don't show up, it's just not the holidays, So yeah, that's how I see it.
Well, without a doubt, this is where I get to whip out the piccolo trumpet. Without a doubt, I'm playing the Hallelujah chorus several times throughout the season, and everybody stands up. This tradition, apparently the king stood up, when it was played. So that happens, and it's very festive. But one thing that we've played before a few times, and it's absolutely my favorite Christmas tune, and I wish we would do it more, is The Grinch. You're a Mutal Mr. Grinch, with the really low voice. It's just such a great tune, and it's jazzy and has some crazy trumpet shake moments in there, because of course trumpets all, it's all about Christmas.
Well, and for me, the Nutcracker, this is a core part of our work, except you add in the Troupe Vertigo crew, which I can imagine that makes me pretty nervous to see them like riding a silk over top of the strings. So, I mean, the Nutcracker is the one that I have to kind of pace myself on, because I will listen to it in July if I can. And sometimes I do. But I'm curious, what are those pieces that you're just like, you show up, it's the same, it's the one that for you is like, okay, now we're cooking?
I feel like probably the overture to the Nutcracker, which is actually not easy for the violins. There's some pretty difficult licks in that. I've actually heard it on some auditions for violin positions around the country, because it's very exposed and everything, but it's kind of sets the scene, which is what an overture is supposed to do. The great thing about the Nutcracker is, besides, it's Tchaikovsky, it's great music. It gives us something to sink our teeth into, and it's also fun to play. So you've got the trifecta of all of that, so that we're not like playing just chords for some Christmas carol or something like that. It's so familiar, because even if you've never seen a production of the Nutcracker, you've heard it in the local mall, or while you're grocery shopping, or on a commercial, or in a movie, or something like that.
Well, and we just did Elf this past weekend. That's usually what comes first in the BSO's offerings, is some kind of movie. Last year we did Love Actually, which, shout out to our CEO, Mark Hansen. He fought really hard for that one, and it was a great success. Elf was also a lot of fun. Could you pick up on the audience's energy during Elf or any other kind of thing? What do you get from the audience during this time of year that's maybe a little bit different than what a regular year concert is?
My son was here for one of the performances, and he brought a friend of his, and seeing everybody dress up, everybody just really like wears all the holiday stuff. And there's a huge line for the Christmas tree just over there, taking a picture. There's different energy than regular concerts as soon as the holiday gets going. So that's one thing that I notice.
Absolutely. And, just for our regular season, maybe I missed it, but I've rarely seen anybody in our audience dress up like Brahms. So I haven't seen that yet. But the fact that holiday shows, people are there to have a good time. And then the more people see other people dressed up, then they're like, I wish I'd see more Santas. I see a lot of elfy things, but there used to be a guy, and we used to actually call him Brahms, because he came to our concerts all year round. Big, long white beard. He looked like Brahms or Santa, depending on the type of year. And I don't know if he moved away or something, but I wish that guy would show up again and wear red.
Shout out. If you're out there, come back, find us.
Yes.
One of the things that I experienced this past weekend that I don't often get a chance to see is the audience started singing along at the very end of the movie. When they say, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is by singing loud for all to hear. Then they start singing and it kind of picks up and the audience started singing. And you also have a sing-along during Holiday Pops. I love singing with the orchestra. It's just one of those things that is so memorable. I know that my family is the same way. You could tell that was happening, right? You can kind of feel it, even if you can't hear it.
I could hear it. And I was like, I could, I don't think I remember. We've done Elf before. I don't think that had happened before.
Oh,
so
yes.
It depends on the audience, and they kind of feed off each other's energy. So yeah,
sure
that was
do.
really cool. Yeah, I am just now starting to get those melodies of Elf out of my head. Just now, and it's been since last weekend. Just saying. That's another thing about playing Holiday Pops and holiday shows in general. You kind of have to just be okay with the fact that while you're brushing your teeth or you're in the shower or whatever, you're going to get a series of melodies that just won't leave your head. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just there.
It takes a special kind of artist to be able to pull out what you all do for the whole month of December and beyond, and all year long, really. But what are those things that help you all get through the holiday season off stage? What's happening behind the scenes? Is it normal business as usual, kind of with the grind? Or do you have traditions or things that help you all stay festive and celebrating?
There's a lot of new members in the orchestra, and, we have to indoctrinate them into the culture of the orchestra. But a lot of people, they're doing baking and they'll bring in their, their screw ups or their, I had some left over, whatever. I think getting the young people to go, here at the BSO, we bake things and we bring them into work. That's definitely a tradition. Gosh, I think there was one year somebody brought in, was it bourbon balls or something? They were quite strong. Let's put it that way. It was,
that could have an effect.
That could have an effect. Yes. Yes.
That sounds like something a brass player would do. I don't know, René.
Well, with the stage crew guys, every now and then we'll celebrate by trading bottles as gifts, which is nice. It's nice to have people to share the gifts.
I don't know if this is legal to put on a podcast, but René, are you a member of the Smashed Society at the Baltimore Symphony? The Single Malt Appreciation Society for Highly Educated Drinkers.
Oh, wow. I have had, but I don't know if I've, passed the initiation. So.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I know. I told Jonathan Hayward about that, and he said, "Oh, I'm in. I'm in."
Yeah, count me in.
Well, I mean, it's not really feasible for everyone to do kind of a swap of gifts in the in the orchestra because you have so many coworkers. But it sounds like it's a great, and from what I've observed, it's a great community backstage. You also see festive flair sometimes pop up from, people add a little extra something like a Christmas hat or little things, necklaces.
I think we're way beyond that now. We've gotten the light up necklaces and the light up headgear and,
right.
My incredibly ugly Christmas sweater. The culture of the orchestra is like go big or go home.
Well, and that's not just a Christmas thing.
Yes.
So we were talking a little bit about the music on the stage. And I mean, while we have a lot of fun, there are a lot of really meaningful moments for people during the lineup of all of the pieces that are played. What still kind of just gets right to your heart during this time of year?
I have to say that I'm that person who I cry in movies. Every time we play the Polar Express,
I was going to say that. You totally stole it.
It's just something about that, the movie, like just thinking about it now, it's just a beautiful melody and just the meaning behind the movie. That one always gets me. That one always have to say.
Yeah, that's another one that, good luck getting that out of your head until mid-January. It just goes on a loop. I mean, Polar Express, it's funny. Visually, I know all of what the arrangements look like, but I forget who the arranger is. But we have a good one of Oh Holy Night. I'm not sure if we're doing that next week or not, but just like kind of classic things. And because I think the thing about the holidays is everybody remembers themselves being a child at some point and remembering how you saw certain things at this time of year. And then if you've grown up and you've had your own children, then you've seen your kids go through that as well. So everybody has like an emotional relationship to the holidays. And some people's relationship is kind of sad and it makes them depressed, but that's still an intense emotion. So it's almost like what we're playing can lift people very, very high or bring them very, very low, but it's not flat. It is the highs and lows of emotion because everyone thinks of family. They think of maybe their family members who no longer are with us. It's an emotional time of year, I think, in general for people. I think, we are in the business of bringing emotion to people through music. It's kind of what we're about. And the holidays is a perfect time for that.
Right.
Yeah, definitely creating excitement. Last year, you mentioned Holy Night. It's one of those that's really slow, and a lot of times it's a trumpet player. We're not like the violins. We have a million notes we're playing, but we just sit and we stay for the end. But one of the tunes that I had to play, this huge solo, was in Silent Night. And if you think of the tune Silent Night, there's a lot of time where you're waiting. It's just really slow. Well, I got this tune in my folder, and it was a flugelhorn solo, and the whole page was like just all black 16th notes. And so it was this solo flugelhorn arrangements that the conductor, Stuart Chaffetz, who he's also conducting this year. It was his arrangement that he had gotten from somebody. So lo and behold, it's a stand-up solo. So for the holiday show last year, I had to stand up and do this really long, extended solo on a tune that there's nothing happening, in Silent Night. So that was really cool. That was a really neat moment.
Yes, René, I remember that solo. That was gorgeous. It really made an impact on me. So thank you for that. You're talking about family. It's a lot to ask of a family to support you all year round, because you're here a lot of weekends. I don't know that people recognize the level of commitment that musicians have to really making sure that people can experience what you're talking about, Ellen. It requires lots of Sundays, and I think people miss trick-or-treating with their kids this year on Halloween. What are those things that you get to experience with your families during the holidays? Do they come out more often during this time of year, or are there things that connect you with them that have to do with this time of year and the music that you're playing?
I think every family is different. It has their own traditions. Playing music is huge in my family. I'm actually going to be out in Vancouver visiting my sister this year, and her husband's a saxophonist, daughter's a cellist, my sister's a flutist, I'm a violinist, my brother's a guitar player. It's like it becomes a family jam session with Christmas songs. And, nobody's using music. Everybody's playing by ear. And that is something that happens in my family. In my family, music is my love language, is our love language. And that's how we are with each other. When my daughter was small, she'd come to the concerts and things like that. But it was more fun when, she and I would play duets or, just jam in front of the fireplace.
I love that. Well, and René, you have a musical family too.
Yeah, I have a trumpet player daughter, so it's just nonstop trumpet in my house. But it's great. But they're both going to be coming to the concert this weekend for the Cirque, because everybody loves Nutcracker. I mean, you can't get enough of that. Even though we play it every year, I mean, it's just Tchaikovsky's just it's just sublime music and melodies. But I have to say, what Alan said about food and sweets. We're actually looking forward to. We just got this Ninja Creamy, so we're going to be making different sorbets and light ice creams, and make some eggnog. Have you ever made eggnog?
Ooh,
I haven't tried that before. So
I've had it made for me, but I haven't made it. But yeah, I do make a really mean homemade Irish cream, though. Just saying, I won't bring that in and put it in the musician's lounge because it will knock you back. Just saying.
Oh, okay, so. Wow. And is that just alcohol and cream? Is that basic and sugar?
Eggs and other things. It's a very closely guarded recipe. So, So, yeah.
Well, those rituals really keep people together, and you all have been an important part of that for a lot of people. My mom always says, it's not Christmas until I hear the BSO. And so she comes in from out of town and gets to listen. And I know that that's true for so many people. So I just want to thank you on behalf of one audience member who, attends with their family, but also on behalf of the whole community that is really getting lit up by what you're bringing. So now that we have established all the things that we absolutely love about the holidays, I'm curious, if you could vote one piece off of the holiday repertoire list, what would it be?
Wow, that's a tough one. Well, there are some arrangements that are.
Yeah, there've been some, shall we say, less perfect arrangements of certain songs. But yeah, I don't think there's anything that's just bad, just flat out bad. But I don't know, René, is there something that's like you feel like it's a dud?
Well, maybe it's not a dud. Is it a Christmas festival?
Oh,
it's one of those.
Yeah. I know. I
It's
played that in middle school. I know.
Yes,
I know.
I also played that in middle school.
Yeah, that piece has followed me since I was 13. So just saying.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, here we go again.
Oh, here it is
But
again.
yeah, exactly. But we've played some really nice arrangements, especially you mentioned Rudder. Rudder has an amazing arrangement of The Joy to the World. And, of course, it's got another like piccolo trumpet thing in there, which is really great.
Well, I think that this is a pretty good answer. You're not really itching to get rid of anything. So it sounds like there's nothing but goodness here at the end of the year. It's so great to talk to you about this. Let's step away from holiday for just a second as we wrap up our episode today. I want to hear from each of you about 2 questions we've been asking each of our guests here. First of all, when's the last time that you had a Sympiphany moment, something that made you feel really connected to other people through music? And then something that you're looking forward to this year.
I'm going to give you the answer that when people say, what's your favorite composer? It's like, I don't have a favorite composer. I have favorite moments. And those happen a lot. But the way certain chords change, the beauty of I can hear the entire cello and bass section, on the entire other side of the stage, this rich, warm sound. It feels like backing your back up against a heater when you're cold. There was a time, I can't remember which concert this was, but I think it was at Strathmore, and I was just looking at all of them, and I almost missed an entrance because I got sucked into that sound, and I was just like, oh my God. So that happens several times throughout a season, or someone's playing a solo and it's so beautiful, I forget to count bars, or I can't count bars because I can't stop getting sucked into their sound. Like I said, if I didn't get that feeling several times in a season, it's probably time to hang things up, because that's why we went into this business. Looking forward, there's quite a few things that are coming up that are pieces I know, but also pieces I'm like, oh, that's a new piece. I wonder what that is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when something blindsides me, I'm like, oh my God, I've never heard of this piece before, or it was written 3 years ago, and it's amazing. So that's the beauty of doing what we do for a living, is people are always writing new stuff, and not all of it is good, but every once in a while you get something that is like, whoa, that section, wasn't that awesome? That's my non-answer to your question. So
excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to you, René. When's the last time you had a Sympiphany moment, and what is something that you're looking forward to?
Well, Sympiphany moment probably would have to be, for me, it's all about the energy in every performance. I mean, we can have a blockbuster piece that we're doing, but each performance that we do has a different energy, and even a different energy because it's a different acoustic. I mean, we're playing at Strathmore, and we're playing at the Meyerhof. I just thinking back recently, this is a piece that I've done many times, and it gets to me, and it's the Rodrigo, the Concierto de Aranjuez.
Yes.
And, it's beautiful, but not just the beautiful second movement, the English horn solo, Jane Marvine sounded amazing, but just the way things fit together. It's a really hard piece to fit together like a jigsaw. It's fast, bum, 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 beep, bum, bum, and just back to, so that just, sometimes when things just work out really well, which they don't always do. I mean, in live performance, and so the thing about live music is just that energy you're trying to get. And I just remember that week just being so fulfilling personally. I normally would say something loud, and like probably my favorite piece, Beethoven 9. We haven't done it in a while, but if you think about where the trumpets sit, the trumpets in a timpani. We sit right in the back of the orchestra, right in front of the huge chorus. And so it's just it's a moment, it's a hi-fi moment. You can't reproduce that quality of sound. It's just unbelievable. But trumpet players, we don't have very interesting parts. We're just playing like one note and then two notes, bum, 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 bum. And it doesn't seem that interesting, not like the violin parts, which always have the melodies and those things like that energy. That's what I live for, especially, being part of the BSO. Looking forward to later this season, we have some huge pieces. Of course, Rite of Spring is coming. And then we're also doing A Hero's Life, Ein Heldenleben.
I forgot to mention Ein Heldenleben. Yes, I forgot. Yeah, yes. I like...
I mean, how difficult Richard Strauss writes for every member of the orchestra. I mean, I can't imagine the violin part.
It's a beast. It's definitely a beast. And aside from the concertmaster solo, the rest of the piece is a beast. So
yeah. I mean, that piece is really great. There's actually 5 trumpet parts. There's 2 E flat trumpet parts you have to transpose, and then 3 B flat parts. Now I'll be playing the B flat parts. The cool thing about the B flat part is you get to go off stage and play. Now, why is that cool? Because in the theater world and the opera world, the big deal is to play on stage because you're in the pit. So you play on stage is a really huge deal, but in the symphonic world, when we're on the stage, the big deal is to play off stage. And it's like, oh, we get to play off stage. Where's that coming from? Kind of thing. It's kind of magical. People love it when I play off stage. They say, you should play off stage more often. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. It's been so great to talk with both of you. I know that people are going to really enjoy hearing from you. And I also think that they're going to have many more questions. So if you are out there and listening in, please make sure to look for Ellen and René. It's hard to miss Ellen. She's got the red hair right up in the front row. We always know where she is. Well, thank you both again. It's been great to talk to you. We'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you to Ellen and René for joining me. And happy holidays, and thanks to all of you for tuning in to the Sympiphany podcast this year. We'll be back after the holidays, so if you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe, share, and leave a comment. And don't forget to share holiday gifts and some terrific deals by visiting bsomusic.org/holiday. This episode was edited and produced by Ayal Subar, and Danielle Quigley was a contributing producer. It was written by myself, Jennifer Barton. The design team is Lawrence Medley and Maya Lee. Our theme music was composed by Kevin Putz and performed by the BSO. As always, we hope to see you at the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra's concerts at the Joseph Meyerhoff Symphony Hall in Baltimore and at the Music Center at Strathmore in North Bethesda. Thanks again for tuning in, and stay curious.